In the primeval darkness, the arts generated light. The profusion of stars and planets were tamed in enduring monuments. Prehistoric humans responded to the mysteries of nature by cultivating their own creative powers. They constructed myths and rituals to explain the cyclical rhythm of the sun, moon, stars, and seasons, rhythms that they physically and spiritually absorbed as their cultures evolved. Overwhelmed by birth, humbled by death, humans express their deepest reverence through art. For thousands of years, we relied upon our senses to comprehend nature. Art is an expressive record of those sensory perceptions. Each generation finds its unique voice, its fresh mix of fact and imagination. By understanding the physical principles of soaring, humans learned to fly. This was accomplished not by mimicking the bird, but by synthesizing a new technology that is parallel to a bird's structural ingenuity. New technologies generate new visions. New visions become refined into new technologies. History is an evolved synergy of science and art. Today, we realize that the greater proportion of reality eludes our unaided senses. My challenge is to create a visible art that is in harmony with nature's invisible structural mechanisms. In 1960, I began a commitment to search for a constructive art that would evolve from the simple to the complex, from nature's microcosm to macrocosm. This process is my adventure. The artwork's the record of that adventure. Nature is my source, but to understand, not to record, because for me it is futile to compete with the visual glory of nature. Nature consists of orchestrations of multiple events in a continuum of time. Nature is the evolution of structure as well as the structure of evolution. Just as music relates simple notes in a complex weave, my structurous art is composed of simple color forms in a three-dimensional tapestry. A complicated object captures our attention, but simplicity of form liberates the eye to experience relationships between forms, relationships of space and time. My model for a structurous art visual vocabulary is abstracted from the components of reality: color, form, light, space, time. Color, form, light, space, time are the parade of reality. Time is my window. Awareness, consciousness, memory are my vision through that window. Space is a cosmic glue a binder between, around, and contained in everything. Nature's structural designs are found in a multitude of scales, functions, and applications. There is a unifying economy about this, as though the universe's grand design is connected by the smaller patterns. For many years, my work explored the systems of these individual natural objects, focusing on their symmetry, their static organization. Viewed in isolation, these forms seemed free of internal discord. My process as an artist is to translate or synthesize those responses into a new experience, an experience in the realm of art, not a record of a previous experience. I create compositions of progression, regression, images in equilibrium. As I realized that nature consists of compound relationships, of synergies, my artwork evolved in complexity. Progression, regression was then introduced on other planes, horizontal and three-dimensional. My sculpture incorporates progressions of volume as well as planes. Crystals, which exhibit volumetric purity of order, are the result of systematic cleaving. Using progressive sequences and angles, I applied these systems in my sculpture. Natural energy flows from growth to decay to regeneration, one life form surviving at the expense of another, a strategy with a network of options that ensures a continuum of life. Energy transformation, so basic to nature's mechanisms, suggests another layer of reference for my art. I express this by destroying areas of the composition with the trauma to one system resulting in metaphorical new life in another area. Nature's helical forms reveal elegant models of growth, of coiled energy. The logarithmic spiral can be visualized inside the golden mean rectangle, integrating vertical and horizontal form with the helical. A cleaved shift through the composition contrasts the fresh power of the spiral, a symbol for the passage of time, with the stability of right angles. The curved slicing of planes evolved into flinging a configuration of spiraling energy in space. The Fibonacci number series is distilled from many of nature's structuring patterns. This series is obtained by adding a number to its preceding number. Fibonacci rhythms of space, form, and color are fundamental in the conception of my work. In sculpture, I've often employed Fibonacci space between volumes as well as within their proportions. Spatial divisions of a form into Fibonacci segments may produce natural curvatures. In isolation, natural systems achieve inertia. They are revitalized by conflict and trauma. Closure of one system spawns life on another plane. In this sense, conflict and turmoil become a system. Chaos is a component crucial to life, a spontaneous disruption to ordered systems, like the borders between water and earth, systems that are teeming with energy. Humans' first drawings may have been in imposing constellations on the apparent randomness of stars. In my reliefs, I assign intensity of color and form according to the magnitude of the star. The visual tension I seek emerges from between the orbiting stellar placements and the earthly fragments that shift like geologic plates. Fractures and crystals provide my work with another vocabulary for expressing dramatic change. The stratifications of geology reveal the Earth's true clock, and I've abstracted this into the formation of the relief's backgrounds. These titanic forces of Earth are a rich visual resource. Perhaps this century's greatest conquest is in penetrating atomic space. The refined tracks of our most intimate atomic structures are given three-dimensional form. We discover the universe in probing the atom. Encho is a Zen Buddhist symbol for harmony with the earth. As this is an infinite pursuit, I create incomplete circles yearning to close, defined by gentle waves. Art as tranquility postponed. While I have selected a 20th century visual vocabulary, equivalent processes are found in antiquity. The Greeks, for instance, extracted geometric systems from nature as a foundation for their architecture and art. Prehistoric man heroically moved and shaped stone megaliths in order to analyze solar alignments and cosmic forces. Menantolls, meaning hole in stone, have endured as one symbol of this relationship. Experiencing the art that has survived the longest at megalithic sites like Stonehenge in England and Karnak in France transformed my life and therefore my work. Here is haunting evidence of art's transcendence over differences in religion, politics, language, culture, even time. My life's desire has been to weave my work into that tradition. To live is to have a history of sadness as well as joy, frustration as well as satisfaction. I now realize that my artwork is a codified record of such events, for despite its rational foundation, it is inevitably also an emotional landscape. As humans, artists participate in life, the very act of creation, a defiance of death. As artists, we function as witnesses to our time. The artist seeks a spiraling journey into the inner self, and so departs on a spiritual quest to glimpse a larger whole.